Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Not a Linux Guy Guru channel once again for another episode. This time today we're going to be looking at Peppermint, doing another OS review. And the big question I want to establish is how can we make a cloud-based system? There's Cloud Ready out there, which is trying to duplicate what happens on Chrome OS. I had success downloading it, but I never had success installing it on my computer. There is not the only solution for having a web-based system. We'll explore that on the other side of the intro. Now I'm looking at Peppermint OS today as a system. I have to tell you, I'm really like Peppermint. So like it that I'm almost tempted to make it my daily driver. If it wasn't for all the switching over of stuff I'd have to do. And there are a couple of things that made me worried about it a little bit, but not too much. It's nice. It uses a Calamaris installer, so I'm not going to show you all the Calamaris installation routine. Most of you know that by now. If you looked at very many distro reviews, you've seen it dozens of times. But what I wanted to check out, warn you about there, is at the end of the installation process, at least on the one I downloaded, it comes up with, and it's Peppermint 10 that I have installed on here. It always comes up with an error on installing grub-common. Now, it doesn't seem to affect the boot up process, but it does seem to affect the initial update process, and I'll show you how to work through that. It really is quite simple. Actually, just follow instructions. Use terminal to update, and follow instructions on your screen when you upgrade it. And after that, it's normal. You don't have to do anything else. But anyway, that's one little glitch in the system of the installer that installs the system. Otherwise, it installs beautifully. Let's switch over and look at it right now. As you can see, this looks very nice. This is the default screen that comes out on Peppermint 10. There's also other backgrounds you can look at. Check them out over here. Okay, why don't we? So we'll want to change the desktop background. It's got all sorts of beach grass, beachfront, butterfly. Change the butterfly. Dawn image. Got several images here you can change. Dusk. I think if that's not mistaken, it's got some mountains there in the background. I like mountains, in case you haven't been able to tell. Just check that out. Yeah, there's mountains in this one. And they look beautiful, pretty background. Or you can just install the standard OS backgrounds like I had on there. We'll leave this for here for now. Seeing the standard Peppermint installation screen pops up anyway. This is pretty. But more pretty, this is a very functional system. What I want to show you today is a cloud-based system. Say I wasn't able to install Cloud Ready, so I can't really review that one yet. Maybe at some point. Its claim to fame is it installs a Chrome-based OS system on your Linux laptop, so that everything's Chrome-based, just like in Chrome, everything's web-based and all that kind of thing. Now this one, Peppermint, you can actually have a combo. You can have traditional Linux system, or you can make it as cloud-based as you want it to be. You can put some cloud-based apps on there and some regular apps, or you can put some other types of apps on here. Now I did a minimal installer. They give you an option when you do the Calamaris installer on this minimal. That's the standard menu, the system settings. What it basically amounts to assists all settings here. You can go here and look at users information, tweaks, system sounds, adverse blocker, all this kind of stuff. Hardware, network, and your system down here. And you got Synaptic Package Manager is on there by default, as well as a software installer manager. And you can just take a peek at that real quick. That's the first time I ran this on the system. There it is. So let's look at something that I know is kind of doesn't tend to be on something saying like Zoom. There's Zoom down there. Looks like it is either flat pack or snap. Probably flat pack. I think flat pack is what they use on here. They saw it get installed, but I know that they don't have this as an install in the repositories, and but it does have it in the here where you install the Flatpak or Snap, or you can go to Zoom and download it, blah blah blah, and all that kind of stuff as well. They provide the link right there, so you can check that out. Anyway, yeah, that's some software manager. It looks pretty standard. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, file manager they use is, let me check and see what file manager. Files. I'm not sure, but I think that may be Nemo, if I'm not mistaken. Sort of looks Nemo-ish, doesn't it? Yep, Nemo. Nemo is one of my favorite file managers, so it's cool that it's got that. But it's also got, if I remember right, I think he uses LTQT, LXQT for the menu, but you can't really tell. It's pretty easy. No big problems with it. Like every other menu you ever see. And it does what I like, which is I don't have to click on them every time. I just hover over them and see the things. Now what I want to show you though on this, you got SOPs, you got Microsoft Word Online. It's free online version of Microsoft Office Word. It's online version. I have several of these online things on here because of the ICE installer. What's ICE installer, you may ask? Function here. And basically allows you to make any website integrated into the menu. I'll show you what I mean. There's a game that my granddaughter likes to play called Slither. So you enter the name of which one there. You enter the web address there. Where in the menu you want to put it. And we're going to put this in games, obviously. Then here you can either select an icon if it's some system you have, or you can use a side icon from the website, which is handy. Boy. And now if you're using Valdari, Chromium, or Chrome instead of Firefox, you want to click this and it'll create an isolated browser profile. An isolated browser profile means it's not going to have a menu, not going to have a URL thing or nothing. Like an app. A window with an app in it, basically. Whatever that, I'll show you what I mean here. So click apply. Firefox always has this, by the way. Firefox SPs are always isolated. And it gives this warning here, and it does this for some reason. It doesn't detect the site is available, but it is, obviously, since the icon came from it. Click OK. Close. Now if I go to menu, games, there it is. Further. Click on it. Pop up. And it turns into this window app here. And you're on the website. And it's an app. Yes, there's no menu or URL or nothing up here you can put in. This is what's called a isolated thing. Now you can click one of the other ones and make it not isolated if you want to. Have an easy way to get there without having to go into Chrome and then go into other things. Do it that way, but yeah, this runs real nicely. Now I played this before, so I know it works. Okay. Now what that happens is you look in the remove menu part of ICE. You'll see all the currently installed web apps that they have: Gmail, Microsoft Excel Online, Microsoft PowerPoint, free online versions of that apparently. Now you can use that, or you can install Google Docs if you use Google Docs. So instead of Gmail, maybe use Outlook. You can install that on here. I already installed Google Docs on here. And it's got a lot of these other things. It's got an online user guide. So yeah. It's got a lot of actually. You can make this as cloud-based as you want it to be. You can find apps for all your favorite apps online, and then plug them into the ICE menu, and put them in the appropriate menus you want them to go in, and have everything cloud-based if you want them to do that. Or you could operate everything from here, or you have a hybrid or mixture of the two. Got all normal programs. You can install anything you want to install. I did promise I was going to show you something on this, didn't I? Here's a full bring. I don't think it comes with Neopets installed on it. Oh, it does. What do you know? Neopets is already installed. Also, terminal is X terminal EMUL. You can set the color on it and that kind of thing. And you can have it as fancy as you want. See, the desktop environment is LXDE using XF1 Windows Manager 4. So, yeah. And that's pretty much it on that part. It's a handy system. They've done a good job setting up so it's easy to use. It's intuitive. Anybody coming from Windows can use this fairly easy without any problems. I was talking about before, where you go sudo app update and put in your password. Bye-bye. And it does this deal where it updates all your links to your repositories and backports and all those kind of places. Now, when you do upgrade, I don't have any upgrades right now. I just finished upgrading the whole system, but if I did, you put in the sudo app upgrade like that, and you hit enter. First time you run it after installation, it's going to give you an error message. It's going to tell you what to do too. It says to enter dpkg, the package manager. It's the under backend package manager. and dash dash configure dash a, those kind of things. But it has listed right out there what you need to put in. You can just copy and paste if you want to. And it does what it needs to do. I think it might have something to do with that grub common error at the end of the installation. That's why it does that. So it has to fix it. So it goes in there, does some things, fixes it, or maybe another error altogether. Who knows? Anyway, you do that one time, and then you don't have any more problems. Upgrade runs just like you'd expect it to. I recommend doing this on this the first time so you can catch that error. I don't know how well it's going to go if you come down here to the update manager and click on it and do install updates this way. It may give you the error there too, in which case then you have to go into terminal and do it from there. Anyway. So yeah, that's what I would do if I was you. I'd run it off from terminal first time at least, just to catch that little glitch in the system. And that is about all you need to know about the system. Beautiful system, pretty, it's functional. It runs very, very light, as you might have saw up here. You might have seen up here it only uses 320 megabytes of data. That's not bad on the system running just this terminal base, basically. 320 megabytes. Now you can get a system that runs cheaper. The one we reviewed last time, I think the lowest I saw, 150 some megabytes. Pretty darn low. But yeah, of course it booms up as soon as you start it. It comes up to 321, around 300 and some, like this one does. That's because it was a Windows Manager only system, which some people are liking those. I'm not as comfortable with those. May just be a comfort issue, experience issue, but I like these with the desktop environment better. This uses the LXD desktop environment, which is pretty good, but they pull things like Neo from Cinnamon. It's probably, I think there's one of their best they pull from Cinnamon. They pull the desktop manager, obviously from XSpace. So yeah, you have a lot of interesting piecing together parts to make a coherent system. Works real nice actually. That is Peppermint, and it's a very functional system. I'd recommend it for anybody coming from any beginner or experienced user, or whatever. Like I say, the only thing you have to do is those little tweaks at the very beginning. That's it. I haven't had any problems with the system. I got it installed on my other laptop right now, running it, and beautiful system. And I like the way the menu is laid out. You don't really feel like you're on a low uh, budget menu. The low budget I'm talking about, LuxD. L and Ubuntu, you feel like you're backwards compatibility mode with that. But with this, you can't hardly tell. It doesn't look non-modern to me. I mean, to a certain degree it would be, but not that bad. Not as bad as some of them are. Yeah, you got it all laid out here. I want to set up your keyboards and everything, key things, aliases, all that kind of stuff is just right there. So yeah, let's take this back and come back to mom. Wah! Hi there. And yeah, you want a system that'll work good. And also, like I said at the beginning of this, I'm tempted to make this my daily driver. I just enjoy the option of having web-based apps built in the menu, cloud-based system. I don't, while at the same time maintaining uh, all the regular normal options of Linux that you have as far as repository installs and things like that. It's a pretty system. Like, hey, you got mountains. So yeah, that's a good idea. Give it a try if you're so inclined. Make it your daily driver. I think it worked for that for me, at least pretty well. So, and you have all the, it leaves all, I mean, this computer here, I have this on right now. If I installed it on the computer itself instead of in VirtualBox here, I would have I would have 12 gigabytes of memory. It's only use 312 megabytes that memory initially. System and all the stuff that it runs. And all the other things. I mean my Cinnamon desktop on here runs about 1 point to 2 point some gigabytes data memory. So I automatically have 1 2 gigabytes. This is going to hog less than the half a gig of data. Amazing. So yeah, that leaves me all the other memory for programs, and if I wanted a real fast system like that, I just install Peppermint. Matter of fact, if I was installing a system fresh today that I was going to use for Linux, my daily driver, I'd probably take a real hard look at installing Peppermint, making that my daily driver. But now I have to change over and switch over so many things, and kind of don't know about that. Saying before, I'd have to really love the system real good for a lot, making my daily driver because of all the switching and setting things up the way I like them, that kind of a lot of work. So anyway, till next time, may all your computers run Linux. Bye.